surprise. It's Sunday, and I feel like I need to come up with something else to do with things around the house. I was a little kid once, I still am, and I used to make up my own little projects. And one of them, a long, long time ago, I think I might have been 9, I took apart a toothpaste box where the toothpaste came in. I took it apart and very carefully, and then I painted designs on the outside, on the inside that was white, and then I turned it inside out, folded it, and then I glued it back together, and I had a little box that I made. I still do it. It's very fun. Here's an example of a box that I got in France, Flovigny. It's this little village that makes anise, little anise candies. Look at how beautiful that box is. I don't want to paint the inside of this one because I love it so much, but the detail is just incredible. So for our assignment today, and you can go gather these and you can watch this over and over, is we need a little knife, like an X-Acto knife, or you can use a little steak knife if you want, a glue stick, which I have over there. I'll get that in a sec. A pencil, and maybe a paintbrush and some paints, or colored pencils will work too. I have some examples of things that I've made, but those are surprises. And like for instance, you'll need a box that has flaps, an old-fashioned box. I went to go get a toothpaste box upstairs in the bathroom, but it didn't have closable flaps. It had like the glue kind, and that's not what you want. You want a flappable box. This is, I don't know about you, but there's been times in my life where I'm in a lot of hotel rooms, and sometimes I'm in a hotel room that doesn't have good enough soap. So if I'm in a good hotel, I take the soap. And so I have 2 little packets here I had to scrounge. So what I do is take it apart on both sides of the flap, and oh look, a little soap. So each guest can have their own individual soap, especially in this time. Put that in my guest bathroom, just in case. And so then you have this deep, like open flap box, right? So then I find where they have glued a little flap closed. So I will then, oh, that soap is gonna make me sneeze. I very gently, I don't know how I did this as a kid, but I very gently tore it apart with something. I didn't know what an X-Acto blade was back then, not till college. But when you're 9 and you have all the time in the world, and now I'm 5 decades away from there, and I have all the time in the world. So, you know, it feels, while I'm doing this, I'll have a little chat. It feels so good not to wear my coat back and forth outside. And I'm not even wearing a sweater today, which I usually am, and I just took off my scarf. And it feels really good to wear my old favorite Mary Mecco striped dress. So I still have my trusty turtleneck underneath. A little plug for Buki. I love my turtlenecks for Buki. Okay, so I have this thing, and as you can see, it's a little rough on the edges. So I'm just going to try to lift up that glue tab so it's not so, oh, there's a little piece of paper. So I'm trying to make all the edges as smooth as possible. And don't worry, because this is going to be the flap that we glue back. So if this is icky, don't worry, just make it thin so that there isn't anything attached. I make it look like it's such a science, don't I? Anyway, I hope some of you are outside. I hope to take a little spin on Valentina today, my little red Valentine bicycle. I have to pump up the tires. Okay, so now if I were really being weird like I was when I was 9, I would iron it, of course. But I don't think we need to do that. So now we have this little palette, plain little template. Another fun thing to do is to, if you like a particular shape of box that you love, keep it and then put it on little pieces of paper and trace around and then do the folds, kind of like easy origami. And then you have your, maybe we'll do that next time. So now I have my paper. So I'm gonna take my pencil. I got this new pencil at MoMA last year, or in February. It has still the gummy on it, but it's stainless steel mechanical pencil. All my architecture buddies out there are swooning, I'm sure. So I think I'll just go on a theme and do dots. So I'm gonna do a whole bunch of little tiny weird random dots in a pattern. You know, kids love to do stars. The first time I ever did learn how to make stars, I mean, how many times have you practiced stars? Maybe I should do stars. I do have an eraser, that's always nice in case I change my mind. But this is not, I mean, I'm not doing this high level. This is just for us and doing things. Now, another fun thing is to maybe write messages on the sides, like, I love you more than all the stars. Let's do that. Well, that would be one, but this is circles. So how about, I'm just gonna do my motto, and if you don't know already, it's wonder, imagination, kindness. So on the spine, like a book, I wrote, oops, there's a little reflection there, wonder, imagination, kindness, and I started to do circles on the parts that will show. And this is the tab that we're going to fold over, so you might want to decorate that. So I'm going to do little stripes. I'm going to do little dots here. And then in the back, I'm going to say, more dots, because it's easy. Now you might want to do a design. You might want to just paint something. Oh, here's another thing. You could just paint something on another piece of paper and then glue it on one of these surfaces. So now that I have my design, I'm going to paint it. Really? No, I'm not. I'm going to do colored pencils. Excuse me for just one moment while I gather my colored pencils. Oh no, I'll do these little markers. And then I need my glue stick. So you might have markers. I have lots of fun markers. Look at these. It's like a whole set. And you, look at that. It's just like the box of 48. Come on. These like bring I love this set. So I think I'm in a pink mood today, so I'm just gonna paint pink random dots. Let's see, I'm sure it's a little boring, so what should we talk about? Oh, I know what I could talk about. How about me? So I have two exciting things going on. One is that I did a book of my vignettes and in my studio, and I've done pictures that I paint from in Paris, in Amsterdam, in London, in New York, in Seattle, and I gathered them into a kind of a cute little coffee table book. And I have copies here available, and you can order on my website. And I put little surprise. It's all pictures, no words, but I do put little surprises in there, handmade little things inside. So I think it's delightful. Now with pink, I always like gray. And this would be such a fun little thing to make if you wanted to put in a gift card or a little note that said, here's a gift certificate to Baby Buddha Studio, and you could buy anything you want on the website. Wouldn't that be great? So on the website, babybuddhastudio.com, you can purchase my book, or here's the exciting thing, you can purchase a one-on-one video of my whole workshop that I teach in my studio, and we just do it together. And there's a supply list, and once you have all the supplies, and you might already have them, we make a time, we set up a time, and then it'll be a little bit bigger than this, and you'll see that what we could do over just you and me, and we could talk on FaceTime. No Zoom, can't handle Zoom until I have like 20 participants. I suppose if I had 5 or 6 of you in a room, which I don't think I would, but let's just say that happens, I'll figure it out. But until then, it's just us. Oh, I forgot to do the little flaps, because the closing flaps will certainly I'm doing funny little things. Where's my pink? Let's try this one. So now that I have my box designed, oh, it's a little glary here, but I have every little panel made, and on the flap here I did 3 dots, and on the flap here I did 3 dots, and then the tab I said close on this side and open on this side, just for giggles. So now what we do is we do the opposite folds, and we have to train our box to bend the other way. Kind of like, you know, people who don't share the same opinions as us, sometimes we have to train them in the proper way. I'm sorry, that's a little controlling of me, but it would be nice to do that sometimes now, wouldn't it? So now that we have our box, we find where the closing is. Such a cheap little box, but it's fun. And then we, oh, I forgot to paint that pink. As they say, stuff happens. Okay, so now I have my glue stick. If you have Elmer's, that's fine. Sometimes, oh God, I hate this thing. Okay, so then don't paint the big thing, the big bottom flap. Paint only the tab that's glued to the bottom flap. So that's what I'm gonna do. From experience of getting. So here's this. I'm doing this. See, it's just one little paste. And then you have a custom box. Watch the magic. So then, stick your little fingers in there and press down. Oh my God, this is adorable. This is so fun. And then you press these flaps down, open, close, press down, open, close, and is this not the most adorable? This one says Wonder, Imagination, Kindness. Here's some little stripes on that closing glue flap. Here's the one end. Here's the other end. Here's one side. Here's the other side. So this is stuff you have at home, and the kids, you know, part of the fun is trying to find a box. So I'm going to show you some ideas. So here's a little box that I made a while ago, maybe a year or two ago. Oh, I know, it was more than 2 years ago, because I got some of this, what's it called? Moroccan oil hair stuff. And I kept the box because I love this color. And then I said, oh, what's this box doing here? I'm gonna paint it. So I tore it apart and did it, but look what I keep inside. I keep the blue, and then I saved my Pellegrino things, and I save them all over. Wherever I go, when people have them, when I have one, I save it and I put it in my little treasure box. So you can see I have Baby Buddha Studio in the clothes flap, and then that disappears. This happens to be a watercolor box. Oh, I tried to do collage. Here's a little black and white piece of paper, and here's a little strip. Maybe I was gonna send a present. I don't know. I wonder if my egg thing will fit in there. So there's that. So there's one. Here's another one I did. It's a little square, and then I put string around it. And I did, oh, here I did a little masking tape with a stripe on it. So you can decorate collage your boxes. Isn't that cute? Then, I'll just leave them here so you can gaze at them. This is my favorite box. It was pink. I didn't paint it, I don't think. Oh, it was pink on the inside. This is some sort of makeup or something. And it was a pink box on the inside. So I took it apart and I glued it back together. And then I have this French page from a book. I sliced it off, wrapped it around. It's very parchment-like. And then I did a little string. It's so cute. I don't know if you could see the pale, pale pink. But then it's just one of my little treasures. So, so there's 4 little boxes. You can buy like little boxes like this, but then you'd have to take them apart and buy, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I think I still might do that. But these were purchased for like product something a long, long time ago. Now, some of you get Moo cards. So if you don't want to take a box apart and you have a whole bunch of these Moo boxes, which I do, and they're fun colors inside, you can make your own gift boxes and then collage or decorate the outsides with magazines. Remember we did a magazine collage, strips. You could paint a picture and decoupage it on here. Decoupage anything, decoupage. Here's another Moo thing I saved. I ordered some deluxe cards at one time, I think. But look at how that snaps together. And wouldn't that be a fun little thing to decorate and put some earrings and necklace or something in here. So those are my ideas for today. And until next time, a bientôt.